Want to see me change out a laundromat? Well, this video is for you. This is my Christmas special. I want to change out a laundromat, I'm going to talk about laundromats, and I'm going to make fun of laundromat owners. All at the same time. This should be good. Stick around. Hear that? That's the sound of money. You wanna know what sound of money is? That's it. Ching, 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 ching. Ching, 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 ching. Here's your Horizon one. If you're gonna have a laundromat, don't buy Horizon. Now Horizons are cheap. They're $2,000 a piece. And they work pretty good. They're only going to get you about 6-7 years. I know what you're thinking. 6-7 years, what happens at that point? They just fall apart. And they keep falling apart. And there's just only so much you can repair. And then it just gets to be a problem. Because the last thing you want is to have machines break on your customers all the time. That's a bad reputation. My competition, I want them to have that problem. That's why rule 1 in Keenan's book is, I love people who buy Maytags. Because I know they're not going to have very good luck with their machines. I know it's going to work very badly for them. Another item I love people to buy, American dryers. They will have initials on the faceplate up here that'll say ADC, which stands for American Dryer Company. Piece of shit. That's what it stands for. Get American dryers. You won't have to worry about customers. They're a cheap built dryer and they will not hold up over time. Now I support buying used equipment. Hell, most of my laundromats have used equipment at some point. But you want to buy good used equipment. It's like buying a used car. You want to buy a good used car that you can rely on. Laundromat's the same way. We got to be able to rely on our equipment. Because if we can't rely on it, your customers can't either. We're going to talk about free laundromats for a minute. If you watch the video where Brandon and Danny D'Angelo were together, Danny calls Brandon out in the video and says, "You really didn't get a free laundromat." And Brandon kind of shyly stands there and goes, yeah, okay. Because the way Brandon got a laundromat was his investor bought the building and the business. Let's see what our dryers did. Not bad. Notice I have a dryer out of order. Brand new dryer, folks. Out of order. Got a motor issue. If you buy dryers, pay for the stainless steel. You'll thank yourself later. Now look at this thing's full. Look, you gotta see this. Yeah, the plug is heavy too. You want to know the difference between me and Investment Joy? I make my money in my businesses, not on YouTube. Now, I'm not saying I don't like Brandon, but Brandon in a heartbeat would trade me his YouTube for my property. He made a video the other day. He talks about he's $1.5 million in debt. And this video is very good. He talks about why debt's important. If you can buy substantiated debt is debt that produces income more than what the debt's going to cost you. So that spread is what you're making in profit. That's good. unsubstantiated debt is bad. And what that is like a car payment. Your house is bad debt. I know you're going to say, no, my house is good debt. You prove me how you're making money on your house, and I'll show you how you're not. Because you got to fix it up all the time. You got to pay taxes. You got to pay insurance. You got to mow the yard. You spend so much money on your own home you don't even realize it. It doesn't make you any money. That's why some of the rich people say, rent what you own and rent where you live. And the reason is because you're at home spending all your time working on your domicile, making your property beautiful, putting in decks, when you could be spending your time working on an asset property that makes you money when you don't have to work on it. That's why your home's not an asset. And just like a lot of people, your home's probably not paid for, which is fine. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But it's costing you. And everybody says, I can't wait till my home's paid off. Why is that? Because it's costing you money. You're not making money. My home paid off. My farm's paid off. I even have rental houses paid off. I don't have car payment. I ain't got credit card debt. I ain't got no college loans. And I don't drive a Kia. Now, I'm not hating on anybody, but I am pointing out a fact. One of the funniest things right now on YouTube is a number of people on YouTube that make more money on YouTube than they do in their real life, but they're trying to teach you how to make money. It seems like that's kind of backwards. But hey, who am I to judge? I'm just a crazy white guy that likes changing out laundromats at night in the hood. Now, if you think hood is a bad term, it's not. It actually comes from the word neighborhood. So, that's not a bad thing to say. This is a rough part of town. So, we will get to this so I don't get robbed while making the video. Which might make me like Logan Paul or famous, but I'm not going that route. Your heart out, Brandon. That's money. That's what it looks like when the big kids make money. Now we got to change out the big machines, the money makers, the 60s, the 40s, and I need to get my 80s installed. I know, I got 80s. I'm surprised I don't get my camera jacked. I had a lot of questions where Willie is. Willie is busy doing other stuff at the moment. I will have him helping me next week on some repairs. I don't always bring him along. And the reason is because sometimes there's just nothing to do for him. And I know how much you guys love watching him use a pallet jack, so we'll definitely bring that back into the videos. Poor Willie gets so embarrassed by that stupid pallet jack, it isn't even funny. But I'm going to tell you what Willie is good at. Cleaning, painting, and gutting a house out. When I have rental houses and I got to gut them, Willie and a couple of his cousins show up, and they're like lions after a gazelle in the safari. Now this is a change machine. If you're going to build a laundromat, I'm telling you right now, you need a rear load change machine. It needs to be new. Well, real new. Not perfectly new, but damn near new. There's two brands. Standard, which I'm going to rank Standard right up here, and American right below it. The only reason I'm going to tell you that Standard is a little better is both machines are made in the United States, but Standard uses metal hoppers. This is an American, because you can tell. It's an American because it's got plastic. I've had this change machine almost 10 years. No problems. Now, every once in a while, these hoppers we got to take these apart and clean them. They get dust in them and dirt. And what I do is I just send them in 50, 60 bucks later. I should do it myself, but I don't. I'm kind of lazy. But these are about the biggest headache with an American changer. The computer's no problem. The wiring harness is no problem. Once in a while, the build validator's got to be cleaned. I've had very few screw up. Those two change machines, American or Standard is the one I'd pick first, and then American. I'm just telling you. Now this one I got used from another laundromat that was repoed out of North Carolina. So it was probably 4 years old or 3 years old when I got it, so it's about 13 maybe. Works like a top. There's nothing wrong with it. Plus I got the other one I'm putting in the other laundromat that I'm building. And I know what you're going to ask me. What about the coin pusher, Keenan? What about the coin pusher? What about it? Jesus, this is a laundromat video. Who cares about a coin pusher? Okay, I got it. The reason I haven't hooked up the coin pusher is this. I have something going on with that laundromat. And in the next couple of days, next week sometime, I should know more about if this is going to go through or not. If this goes through, my idea of where I was going to put my coin pusher, how I was going to build it, is all going to change. And it's going to be huge. If I can pull off this Hail Mary that I've got working right now on this laundromat number 1, I am going to make more. I'm going to make more money from it than the laundromat. It is an insane deal. It's a great opportunity if it works out. I'm not getting my hopes up because it may not work. And that's one thing I want to teach you as a lesson is don't get your hopes up. Don't get set on something because you never know if it's going to happen. And then you'll be brokenhearted. You'll have gone out and told all your friends. It's the hardest thing. You're excited. I know you are. I'm excited. But we got to have, you got to be cool. We got to be cool. We got to chill, okay? We got to relax. And that's how this works in business. You can't get all excited. You'll blow the deal. And so right now, I'm just trying to concentrate on other things so I don't think about it. But if it goes through, you, my viewers, will be the first to know. You will be beside yourself of how cool this is going to be. If it doesn't go through, I will tell you what it was. Hopefully it does go through, because if I have to tell you what it was and it didn't go through, I'm going to probably cry. Just going to warn you right now, I'm probably going to cry. But anyway, we got the 40s, we got the 30s, we got the Horizons, we changed out the dryers. We are flying on this laundromat. This is laundromat number 2. This is the second one I ever bought. Like I said before, we always check our change machine before we leave. Now I'm going to sweep up here just a little bit. But one other thing I wanted to touch on with the whole debt thing that Brandon was talking about as I clean up dryer sheets from hell. Brandon was talking about how going into debt you can still make money and all this jazz, and sometimes you have to. And it's very true. The thing you got to remember that most people look at like this: if you're borrowing money at 3% interest and you're getting a return of 7-8%, that means you're making a difference of 5% on that money. You're making 5% on the bank's money or your investor's money. You're making money. That's called the spread. So as long as you're due diligent about your bills and you don't go overspending money you don't own, you don't have, then you're making money on the bank's money. You could take that money and set it aside and then every so often just pay a chunk of that debt off as you go throughout the years. That's one of the things I do. I will invest some a little bit. And as I make extra money, I'll pull that out and pay off some of that debt. So I'll drive my debt down all the time. But I'm constantly borrowing money to buy other things, to build things up. That's just the way it is. So he's 100% right on that one. Brandon talks a lot about where his money comes from a little bit. He talks about his investors, like his trailer park. You know, other people own some of this property that he's running. And he's more of a manager than he's an owner. But he's got a stake in the game because he's taken all the hard work to try to manage it for him. And we have those people around here too. But it's kind of funny, as you watch his videos progress now, you're starting to see more of the real Brandon. Brandon the realtor. It's interesting to see as we go along. Totally get it. I totally appreciate the hustle. But it was funny to watch Danny kind of call him out on that, because all along he said how he got a free laundromat and he really didn't. So I thought that was kind of cute. I had to laugh when they made that video. I laughed that Brandon posted that because I really didn't think Brandon would ever really admit to that, but he did. That's all the time we got today, folks. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate all subscribers. I appreciate you watching. Hope you got something out of it. I have fun making them, so until next time, catch you later. Be safe, take it easy.